moving on to albums that I'm still kind of undecided on, things I'm middle of the road on. The first one would have to be Doris. I keep telling people, I'm not sure, I'm not sure. Here's the thing. There are moments on Doris I really do like. And I really like some songs on there like Centurion and Horse and Night and Chum is still one of my favorite songs of the past, of 2012, that was in rap and hip hop. But there's not enough good to outweigh the bad to make it one of my favorites. It just kind of levels out. For every song that I really like, there's a song that just is unnecessary or is just stupid and sloppy. So as much as people get mad at me for saying it, Doris, I just think is so-so. I'm still 50-50 on it. Dreamchasers 3 by Meek Mill. Got really excited because Dreamchasers 2 was one of my favorite mixtapes of 2012. Probably one of my favorite hip-hop and rap releases in general of 2012. And so I thought I was going to have the same thing on this mixtape. And I didn't get it. I got stuff that is just sounding like it's going on a mainstream album and not an underground mixtape. And I guess that's, you can kind of expect that now that he has already had a mainstream debut and he's getting more popularity in the public eye and MTV and things like that. But I was bummed. I was very bummed with this. A lot of auto-tune, a lot of singing, some mediocre features. Now, I will say production-wise, it was very good. There's consistent mixing and mastering on it. The beats are great. They're great bangers. There's a couple that are a little bit poppy and bubblegummy, but of course, when you have auto-tune and artists like Future coming on your album, you can expect that. But I'm still middle of the road on it because I love listening to the beats, but the lyrics, not so much, especially when you have people like Nicki Minaj coming and putting in their 2 cents. Flatbush Zombies BetterOffDead mixtape. I listened to it initially one time through and I didn't really care for it. It's a little bit too horror-core for my taste, a little bit too close to Insane Clown Posse at times for me to care for. But a lot of the beats I do like. They're trippy and dark and underground. There's some boom bap influences on there. I need to go listen. I need to give it a second chance, to be honest. Because I think I can like it a lot more. I was too focused maybe on the voices of the individual rappers rather than the lyrical content or the concept of the song. But I need to go listen to it again and give it a second chance. So I'm not going to say it's my least favorite until I listen to it for a third or fourth time. I have to address my group's release EP Palindromes that came out earlier this year, around May. I am middle of the road on this as well. Only because there is a beat that I made on there that I am not fond of. I made it back when I was not too good of a producer. I was okay at beat making, and that beat really needs work, and my feature on that song as well needs work, as well as there's another song on there, Too Hot to Hoot. I'm not really crazy about the beat. Ketsuban, I apologize, good lyrics, but the beat is not my thing. Although songs like Not So Boston make up for my crappy contributions to the mixtape. Alright, now we're getting into favorites, biggest surprises, things I thought were the best of this year. First one I want to talk about is Crooked Eye's Apex Predator. Really good, just punchy, aggressive, gangsta rap. Crooked Eye's a member of Slaughterhouse, Shady Records affiliated. He's awesome. That album was really good. I liked pretty much every song on there. There's maybe 2 that I didn't care for out of, I think, maybe 11 or 12 songs. Good, solid rap album. 2 releases from one of my favorite artists you've heard me talk about out of Chicago, the rapper Calez, going by Calcito. At the moment, not sure if that's permanent or just an alter ego thing, but he released 2 things this year, the G-Unit Bundle Pack, which came out in about May or June, I believe, as well as the 2 Broke Tape, which dropped in March, his 3rd mixtape. Calez is just getting better and better. With each release, I mean, and he has a really good ear for selecting beats as well. He has a very different style from what is in Chicago right now. There's some G-Unit throwback stuff in there. He actually kind of dips his toe in the trap pool a little bit with the 2 Broke song on there, and that's my favorite song on the thing. But there's other great songs on there as well, and I encourage anyone to go check those out and download them. Tyler, the Creator's Wolf album. Haven't always been the biggest Tyler fan. I found out about Tyler during the Goblin era, so the first song I heard was Yonkers, and then I heard songs like BSD and Sandwiches and other songs off that album. So you can see why I would not warm up to Tyler immediately. And then I found out that he had an album before that called Bastard. Then I went and listened to that and liked it. And then Wolf came out, and I really liked Wolf. And I thought, why did he even do Goblin? I understand it fits in with this continuing story that he has and this theme and motif. But, man, Wolf, I think, might be his best thing ever. I think it's really good. You got songs like IFHY, you know what that stands for, which is great. Tamale, which is a really interesting song that I cannot stop playing lately, as well as Rusty and Answer, which is a very introspective, deep, moving song. And I was very pleased. Tyler really surprised me with that. So Wolf is one of my favorites of the year. Also, Danny Brown's Old. I just uploaded the review to this, and man, if you haven't heard this album, please go listen to it. It is awesome. Danny Brown is another one of those artists that I heard, and I thought, why is he even popular? Because I heard one song and then shut him out, and then I listened to this album and regretted not listening to Danny Brown and giving him a second chance. Varied styles of production, varied flow, varied content and delivery, and voice changing without pitch shifting effects on it. So, very ahead of its time and underground album from Danny. Mac Miller's Watching Movies with the Sound Off. Mac Miller, another artist where I was not really warming up to him. I heard a couple songs back in 2011 from a couple of his mixtapes and albums, and I thought he's just a pop bubblegum weed rapper. He's kind of going down the same path as Wiz Khalifa. Not really up to it. This guy needs to go on somewhere. He's too young. Let him evolve and find a niche and then start rapping. But Watching Movies with the Sound Off, I like it a lot because of the productions. Very, very good beat selection on here. I believe Mac even had a hand in some of it on a lot of the tracks. And then there's moments of deepness. Now, there are some goofy songs like OK featuring Tyler, the Creator. And then there's one that's got kind of a trap feel, Watching Movies, which is a banger. And some other songs like that, but there's moments of deepness where he talks about one of his friends that died and things like that. So Watching Movies is a long but good album. Pusha T's My Name Is My Name. Just did a review to this that needs editing. It'll probably be up by the time you watch this, though. Great debut album, I think. Pretty strong. Not as strong as it could be because there's a lot of radio aimed songs in there with some sung hooks. You got Kelly Rowland and Chris Brown and The Dream on there. But even then, they're pretty tolerable for what they are. Pusha T's a very good artist. Now that I'm more familiar with him, I will be looking forward to what he does in the future. 98 Degrees' 2.0 album came out this year, their first studio album in 13 years. You guys know I'm a huge fan of boy bands and 90s pop. So this album came out and I was stoked. I went to the concert with Boyz II Men and New Kids on the Block with 98 Degrees performing between them. The single Microphone on it, which is a whole song of just a double entendre. And it kind of makes you raise your eyebrows and go, oh, they weren't singing about that back in 99. But good album. Both this album, 2.0 by 98 Degrees, and another album I'm going to talk about, I'm going to save it for last though. Good job of a group from the 90s coming back and really adapting to the modern sound and fitting in and not missing a beat. Roaches to Rolex's Waka Flocka Flame mixtape. Waka Flocka, he released Do Flocka Rant back earlier this year, and that was kind of more Black Metaphor style productions, more boom bap, street anthem type things, but he really gets back to his banger roots that he kind of started out with when he first got famous. The Gucci Man diss song is on there. There's this song called Obituary. It features from YG the Kid, I believe, Woo the Kid, YG Hootie, maybe, I think, if I remember correctly. I just listened to it once through without really paying attention while I was typing. But it's pretty good, and I like it a little bit better than Do Flocka Rant. Not that it was bad, but just because I like hearing Waka on these bangers, and he really stepped up his writing game, too. Again, going to talk about one of my things. This is one of my favorite things of this year, is the Breakup Surprise Party by yours truly, Kulprit D. The Breakup Surprise Party, if you don't know, is just kind of this homage. I was in this relationship for a very long time. It ended. I wrote some songs talking about that, talking about my mom's cancer diagnosis and seeing her be sick and having to take care of her, and struggles with suicide and depression, and that duality of, oh, I know I love you, but I don't want to let you go, and being in denial about losing people you love, and just kind of shutting yourself off from the world when everything happens at once like a domino effect. And I was very proud of this album. The theme played out very well. There's one song on there, Love Hate, that has been getting some good feedback. A lot of people like it and are listening to it. It also got featured on a countdown on Rap Genius as one of the top 10 verified songs of the week. So I was very honored that it made it into that. So I'm very pleased with the outcome of that. I'm pleased with the artwork. I'm pleased with the flow. There's consistent levels on it. Shout out to my engineer, Gary Hearn at Gut Rock Studio, for helping me with that and getting me in there so I could finish this project quickly and get it out. And it's a very good project, I think. I'm proud of it. So thanks to anyone who's listened to it. Another AGD release this year, Ketsuban's debut mixtape, Hallelujah. He's been saying, I'm going to drop something for like a year and a half now, and finally he did, and it is good, and I'm so glad that I was made to wait by him, and everyone else was, by this release. It's an awesome release from him. I had a hand in the production on it. Ketsuban did pretty much all the other beats. There's a feature with me. There's a feature of Bru Swain on there. Really good. We're all very proud of it, and we're proud of you, Ketsuban. So everyone go download it. It's good. There's some old school in there. There's some trippy stuff in there. And if you get the chopped and screwed version, it enhances it times 10. That was not the only AGD release this year. AGD's done a lot this year. My boy Bru Swain Phases. I want to say I'm middle of the road on this just because my production on here. I made every beat on here. Every beat is so mediocre because I made them back when I was very first starting out as a beat maker. And it needs work. But I'm pleased with what Bru did to it. Now, he's come a lot farther as a lyricist since Phases, but it's not bad, and there's some good bangers on there, as well as a song that samples Panic at the Disco, in which we kind of speed rap on. I got a feature on that. And then there's other great songs on there, like What I'm About, Past, Present, Future, ECM. So I encourage anyone to go check that out as well. That came out in March this year. The last album I want to talk about, the Backstreet Boys, In a World Like This. Backstreet Boys is my favorite band. I don't care what you guys think, my being a rapper and that being my favorite group. But, like I said, to come in music now and adapt and just not miss a beat and sound so good and still have all those harmonies at the age they're at, very impressive. The first album in 8 years with the original full lineup. Kevin Richardson is back. Kevin has a lot more solo parts in this. Haven't heard him have this much singing time probably since the Millennium album, maybe even the album before that. So everyone go check out In a World Like This. Great. Fantastic. Those were my favorites. Letdowns, surprises, middle of the roads of this year. What are yours? Let me know. Anything you want me to review, let me know. Thank you guys for watching. Peace out.